Well, hello, and you join me today, and I'm looking for a true hidden hill fort, and it's in what was part of the Selwood Forest many years ago. So we're on the Wiltshire Somerset border, and this hill fort we're looking for actually has a name, which I'll go into in a minute. So we're going to carry on through the forest and see if I can find this wonderful hidden hill fort. And the trail is reasonably challenging, but not too bad. And I have to take several bits, and then we link up with a lane which goes through the area, looking at the maps. Well, I carry on down here, and then I should link in with that lane I was discussing earlier. And this was true Wessex border country. So it's where a lot of conflicts happened to establish the border of Wessex. Well, I can see the lane just in front of me here, and then we head up this. It's a dead end lane obviously on this end, but head up to it towards the village of Selwood, or Pencilwood as it's known locally, and that will be quite interesting when I tell you how it achieved that name as well. Well, just walking along, it's a pleasure to be out walking this morning, and as with all these places, they all take a bit of walking to, but it's an incredible way to find things and look at things that you've never seen before. Well, we're nearly up towards it now, and you can see that, apart from modern forestry, that the views from up here across Somerset towards Glastonbury would have been absolutely amazing. Come up the road here, I can see the first of the ramparts there over on the right hand side, and we'll have a look in more detail now. I think you just see it there. Amazing. And carry on up here a bit, have a little look around here, and another rampart there, totally overgrown, sort of almost hidden away really, and off of this lane to Pencilwood here. Let's just have a look in here. I'm starting to get more of a feeling for it now. And this would have been one of the original gates into the area. So I think we'll have a plod around and see what we can see. So now you can see the rampart here, and it goes obviously all around, but it's important to remember that you wouldn't have been able to walk on ramparts back in the times when these hill forts were put here in the Iron Age, because they would have been defended up there. So we've got the privilege these days of being able to walk on the top of ramparts. But let's talk a bit about the fort itself. So this is called Kenwalsh Castle, and it is an Iron Age hill fort that was then occupied again in Roman times, and then after that in Saxon times. And in Saxon times, the Battle of Pannonium, forgive me if I've pronounced it wrong, around about 660 to 668 AD was fought here, and it was a decisive victory for the Saxons, and this was all in Wessex here, and it was a very important part of border country to them. So it was quite a key stronghold, and also being so close to Glastonbury as well. So an amazing thing that it's still here, all overgrown, in the Staverdale estate, just in Somerset, just sort of like the Wiltshire Somerset border. The border goes around all over the place here. So we'll carry on and have a look and see if we get a feeling for the place, and see what it's like to have a hill fort covered up by trees and bushes and brambles, and they're all going to cut my legs, but nonetheless it's still great to come out here. And I'll put on a LiDAR map of the area to give you some idea of how it is, but it was a very important area to obviously the Romans and to Iron Age man, of course, but also the Saxons because it was a stronghold for Wessex and possibly did see that battle. Amazing. Carry on, you still see that rampart there. Oh. And I talked about Pencilwood or Penselwood, obviously relating to the Selwood Forest and the Battle of Pannonium. So, forgive me if I pronounce that wrong again. So the Battle of Pannonium and the Selwood Forest gave Penselwood its name. Anyway, let's carry on. See how we get on through here. All these trees and brambles. If I came in the summer, I would not have a chance of even getting through here, I'm sure. And just coming down here now, you can see the size of those ramparts now. Must be about 25 feet. Well, I'm going to walk up here onto the top of the rampart and have a look down the other way, and we'll see what we think of the height of them. But this is more significant than is made out on a lot of things, so you always find out good things by coming to look at these places. And good grief, look at the height of it up here. Must be 30 odd foot. A very deep ditch indeed. And round to the path where we came round onto it. Amazing. And the road intersects through it over here. There's the road, which reports say that this would have been another main gate in. Incredible, and it's even steep on this side to come back down too. Gosh, this is steep actually. Good grief, with the old tractor tyre down there. Even taller than the other side. And stretches on down this way. So, walking on the top of a rampart, modern day privilege. And have a look at the other side now a bit. Amazing. And that's the forested area there. In the inside of the Hillfort, or obviously the eastern side of the inside of the Hillfort, you can see it's a big old area. So would have held a lot of people. I can well believe the battle was fought here. On the eastern side, and you can see it's a bit taller than the other end. Around about 30 feet, so how wrong the reports are on it that I've read. And you can see that the view that they had from up here was truly amazing, obviously modern forestry. So it would have had this Hillfort would have had a fantastic panorama to be able to see for miles from. So stood here on top of this significant rampart, what have I learned? Well, first thing is, as I've been saying earlier, not to believe everything you read. It is a significant Hillfort in a significant position for Wessex at the time. It is possible a battle was fought here, but we don't exactly know. There's no real concrete evidence of that at the present time. But this is truly an amazing Hillfort, not to be forgotten, and I think all the trees around it are sort of preserving it in a way. And amazing to think that something from the Iron Age was then used by the Romans in a decisive area for the Saxons too. So a lot of history in this seemingly lost and fairly insignificant Hillfort. And you always notice other things going through the area, like somebody's built this little camp type shelter here, and it's just lovely in this patch of woodland just walking around. Another thing that took my eye was this tree here. Look, it's all been twisted around. Again, not Hillfort related, but just interesting to see. It's just like a twisted tree. Strange. Well, I'm going to end my little video here on the road that goes through the Hillfort. Thanks for joining me, and until the next time, goodbye.